Hi people, how you all doing? It's been a little while, I know, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update video. Show you guys why I haven't really done many running videos, and I'm gonna start with my UDI car. I'll show you what I've done to that. So I put on the oil dampers. So now it's got way better suspension. So yeah, I've modded that, just put this on. Other than that, that's all I've done really with this so far. Well, I'm telling a lie, actually, it's not. Because I've done this to it. I definitely think it looks better. I'll move on to the next car. So, with the next car, it involves this. And the reason why I've now got the Velcro body is because the guy who I got the Subaru shells off for the micros was a little bit gutted that he sold them. So I ended up doing deals back with him. I got a few little bits for one of these. I've got another shell coming from him. Not only did I get a few bits for this, but I also did get a TT01 with a Skyline shell. Car still does need some work. This is still a work in progress. But yeah. So I ended up getting this Skyline with a TT01 chassis that was brushless. I can also put a light kit into this, which I am going to do. I'm going to re-sticker the car too. If you notice as well, there's carbon on the bonnet, the roof, and the boot. And the reason for that is there's extra holes in the body, which if I show you underneath. So there's extra holes in the body. There was also some exhaust sticking out of the back. But I took them out because they stick out too far, I think. So yeah, I've got some plans for this. There's the TT01 chassis. The problem I got at the minute is some of the teeth on the crown gear are missing, so it's making it a bit stiff. But other than that, once I change that, it'll be alright. So yeah, I ended up getting a brushless TT01 with this Skyline shell. Which I really liked as well, and I already had plans for it as soon as I seen it. Which I'm not going to tell you guys the plans, you just have to wait. But all in good time, as they say. The other shell I got with it So the other shell I got was this shell, but it did not look like this when I got this shell. All the stickers are all blistered. This is totally redone. I've re-stickered this whole car because it didn't look like this when I got it. Again, I'm going to be putting a light kit in it. I am also going to be getting some little exhausts as well for these cars. I got one for this one. I've got some coming for this one. I've got one coming for this one and one for this one. I'm going to be getting back to this car and this car in a minute. So yeah, I've totally re-stickered this car. As I said, it didn't look like this when I got it. But doing this deal with them Subaru bodies not only gave me a nice Skyline shell to work with, or I add extra holes where there's no splits and cracks in it. The Subaru shell, which was rough around the edges, the stickers were all messed up. In fact, this one was rough around the edges as well. Sanded around the arches, sanded along here, on the skirts, on the bumpers. I put quite a lot of work into that already. Well, and this, because I fully re-stickered it. And again, it's on a TT01 chassis. This one's much easier rolling, as you can see. But not only that, look at this chassis. It's like brand new, apart from this part and this part, but the chassis is brand new. Basically, I bought two brand new chassis with some bits, and I've fully rebuilt 3 TT01 cars. So one's partly new, one's partly used, and the chassis what's on this car is like brand new. So light kit to come on this. I've got to glue the tyres and I've also got the deckers for the wheels, all to come. Moving on to the Evo. Excuse me. So this one is all up and working. This one is running. This one. This was a chassis I had before, but it's been upgraded to like a brand new chassis. So anyway, the shell's pretty new, as you can see. But if I put the car on its side, look at that, guys. Immaculate. Is all the right screws, everything, guys. Everything in this is new. So this car now is like a brand new car that's never been run. Like obviously the motor and the SE is all used, but the chassis and stuff itself is new. So there it is, guys. I'm not going to be keeping this radio in it, but that's it, guys. It's brand new. So getting rid of them Subaru shells has got me 3 TT01s. One's brand new, one's partly new, and one's partly used. Plus I ended up with another body for this car. And I'm getting another Ford Mustang body. So yeah, I've got a brand new TT01. Which I could put this shell on it. I can put that Scooby shell on it. I could put that Colin McRae shell on it. I could put any shell I want on it and turn it into a brand new car. So I could put that shell on there, put it on there, brand new car. That shell on there, brand new car. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be back. So now, as you know, this used to be on a TT01 chassis. This is now on a TL01 chassis. Just so you know, because the TL01, it did have the Volkswagen Golf Gran Turismo body shell on it. I'll be putting that on eBay actually. But yeah, well, I put that one in the shed, the Gran Turismo shell, and put the Colin McRae Scooby on the Cielo one. And now I'll get on to the next two cars. So, the next car. Basically, these two cars are going to be the same, but just different cars. So, this is a Charisma GT, I think it's 24 or 14. But yeah, this is a Charisma car. This one, when I bought this, it was this front end there, this was all ripped around here. So this was around here. I'll put up some pictures of this so you can see what I mean. It's rolling, but it doesn't roll that well when you got the motor in it. Something seems to be going on with that. I think maybe it might be the motor mount, but I'm not too worried about it for the minute, and you'll see why in a minute. I mainly bought this because I wanted the parts, but I decided to fix up the shell and just put it pretty much as a chassis for now. If you've seen this shell when I got it compared to how it is now, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I think it would have been better if I could have matched the red, but I didn't have any money to go buying any more paint, so I just did what I could. I don't think it looks too bad. It looks a lot better than what it did, that's for sure. So I've done some stickering on this. I gave it a bit of a touch up here and there. This splitter, I've actually made this splitter myself. This car does come with a splitter, but it was all mangled. In fact, actually, I'll give you a bit of a demonstration. So, IE front splitter, as you can see again, is not in good shape. This one was actually worse. I've made this out of a plastic face mask. You know, the actual shields. This plastic's actually quite strong, you know. But yeah, that's how I've kind of fixed that one up. As I said, this one is not running. It's just a roller at the minute. Maybe I will get it running, maybe I won't, I don't know. I'm not too bothered about it for the minute. This is obviously gave away one of the other cars I've got, which is currently in bits because it needs the new diff for the rear because of the pinion and the crown gear seem to be jamming. So I've ordered metal diffs and a new body. So once that gets here, I'll get the diffs in there, get it going, and redo the body. And then last but not least, it is another Charisma car. This one is a lot better. And it also does have a light kit, but it's not installed yet. So again, it's a Charisma GT, I think it's 14 or 24, whatever it is. And this one does actually run. We got oil filled shocks. Bit stiff like, but so like I've got this one up and running. I have actually fully rebuilt this car. I took it apart and fully rebuilt it. I've redone everything, the diffs, everything. fact, when I was getting around to doing the electrics in this car, I was setting up the motor so it'd run the right way, and then it just stopped working. It completely died. So lucky enough, when I bought this car, it had a spare motor, which is the Charisma motor. Don't know if you can see it on there. What's that? Oh. But yeah, so the motor's in there. I've had it up and working. I've only gave it a little run around, nothing too major. Main reason why is because you can't really get these wheels and tires. Like, I tried finding some, but I can't find none, so running it's probably going to be an issue unless you run it inside. But I bought it because I liked it. I like this, the Skyline. The Pro looks nice. I think it would have looked nicer when it was new. But I might get this one up and running because I know you can still get the motor mounts, and I think that is what is causing the problem. Because my mate did actually give me a motor when I told him this one went. He gave me a motor to sort it out. So I do actually have another motor I can put in it. But I'm not too worried about it for the minute. It can just stay like that. I think it looks alright. Looks quite nice. Well, it does now anyway. But yeah, when I do some more videos on these, I'll put up some pictures of what it was like before and after. This one looks pretty much the same, apart from the wheel alignment's out. The wheel was too far this way, but you sort that out. It might be a bit hard to see these, but right there, there's some spacers. So there's two there and two there. Before, they was all up this end, so it's pushing the wheel that way. So I literally just put two that side, and now the wheels line up in the arches like they're supposed to. You see? Not rocket science. And do you know what, when I said to the guy about it, who I bought it off, I said, oh yeah, I've got the wheels to line up now, like in the arches. And he's like, oh, I thought they was meant to be like that anyway. So, like, this wheel was up here, like it's up in this arch. What? When do you see a car with the wheel up in the arch? Unless it's written off. But anyway, I sorted it. Like I said, this one is actually up and running. So that one does work, but I'm going to be taking the radio gear back out of it. Like I said, there is also a light kit. Hang on, I'll get the light. So yeah, here's the light. So when I got the car, the lights were only the 5mm here and an orange one in the indicator, which would be here. Obviously you don't want to be driving around with your indicators on, so I took them out and I drilled 3mm holes to do the 3 lights in the front. In the back also does have light buckets too. See? But I'm not going to be using these lights because they run off of a 9V. So I'll be taking these out and replacing them. But I'm not going to be rushing to do that either. And well guys, now you can see what I've been up to. I've actually been doing quite a lot off camera. And on that note, please like and subscribe, leave any comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye people.